Hello, this is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel Arunfoot. June 10th, match day 2 in the AFC Asian Cup 2027 final round. It's about a ticket for the final round in Saudi Arabia. The Indian national football team have traveled to Hong Kong, China to face the Hong Kong men's football team at the Kai Tak Sports Park, and according to the Hong Kong Football Association, all 50,000 tickets for the game have been sold out. And Hong Kong versus India could be a crucial encounter for both sides because match day 1, India played 0-0 against Bangladesh, Singapore played 0-0 against Hong Kong, Bangladesh later in the day play against Singapore. That means all to play for. But what should we expect from the Indian national team? I think that is something which, we need to think about. One win in the recent past, and that against the lowly Maldives at home in Shillong in the last window. A lucky goalless draw in the start of the qualifiers against Bangladesh. Manolo Marquez and his boys are under pressure. And it's not clear where the Indian team stands because last week in the friendly against Thailand, there were some elements in the game where one says, you know what, looks better than in the past. But the finishing has very often in the recent past has been awful. There were gaps in midfield, gaps on the wings, mistakes in defense, mistake by the goalkeeper. All of these makes us as Indian football fans worried. On the other side, we have Hong Kong, coached by Ashley Westwood, someone who last year was the coach of Afghanistan when they beat India in Guwahati 2-1. And Ashley, of course, has a background in Indian football, very successful at Bangalore FC when the club was started, was with ATK, later spent some time with Round Glass Punjab. So he knows Indian football inside out. The question now is, what does Manolo Marquez do? And when we talk about Manolo Marquez, we have to talk about Manolo Marquez. Is he staying or is he set to leave? And that's a big question because I've done also the one other video on that topic. It looks likely that this will be Manolo Marquez's last match as head coach of the Indian national team. We'll have to see what finally happens. Manolo Marquez tried out a 4-4-2 against Thailand. It didn't really work. The question is, will he go back to a 4-2-3-1? What will be the personnel? Ayush Chetri, for me, in defensive midfield, still too green, needs more experience, needs more composure to play at international level. We have to ask about Abhishek Thekcham. A lot of people praised him, but to me, there were good moments. There were also some very, very bad moments, and that could be utilized by Hong Kong. Anwar Ali, to me, also didn't have a good game. Vishal Keth had his problems. The attacking line was blunt. Liston Colasso and Changte had chances, couldn't utilize them. So the question is, how does Manolo figure those things out? Does he make 2, 3, 4 changes in the starting lineup? Does he go back to a 4-2-3-1? Does India take a wait-and-watch approach and think, as long as we don't concede, at least take a point home to India? Or does India actually try and play football? Again, Hong Kong and Ashley Westwood are also under pressure. They only drew Nepal a few days ago and lost in a high-profile friendly to Manchester United 1-3. So, it's not hunky-dory with the Hong Kong team as well. So, 2 teams under pressure, having difficulties to score. That normally speaks about a potential 0-0. Or, maybe something totally different. But it is an interesting scenario. And a lot of Indian football fans, especially after the Thailand game, said, you know what, we're going to lose with 3 or 4 goals. My feeling is we're not going to lose that heavily. We could lose, yes. But at this moment in time, if you ask me for a prediction, I think a 0-0 is very, very likely. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Any viewpoints to add? Something else to say? Write those down in the comments below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com, and I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.